No, this is, you're seeing more and more of these types of raids by the FBI, and I think it's a result of the cooperation of local police departments like Middletown, who recognize that the narcotics problem in the Hudson Valley is not isolated in Newburgh, Middletown, or Kingston, and individual communities. The purpose of this multi-agency task force is it recognizes that this crosses community lines and that there are, of course, central operations that they're breaking down. But the main focus here is that this operation was going on in and around the city of Middletown, in cooperation with the FBI and the Middletown Police Department and the state police, that they were able to bring about some a very successful raid, arrested 14 people who are apparently heavy players in the narcotics trade business. But I want people to be assured that we're going to continue this operation with the police and with the FBI. And not only after the big players, but we hope to get small players too, and that's what we've been doing. And we want to put an end to the street narcotics dealing, and that begins with the heavy users or the heavy sellers, which I believe this operation focused on. But this is not the end of any operation. This is a continuation of what started a few years ago, and we give police resources to this operation, to the Hudson Valley Drug Task Force, for the purpose of operating with other municipalities and looking at the drug problem as a regional problem, not any one individual municipality's problem.
Is it disheartening at all as mayor of Middletown, it's the chief, you know, you live here, you have families, is it disheartening to think that this type of large-scale drug dealing and transactions are happening right here in the community?
No, it's not disheartening. It's disheartening to know what's happening in our whole region, but I think it's happening in any part of the country that you go in. You see this type of activity. What's enlightening and what is positive, I think, is that we recognize what's happening in the community and we deal with it. And I think that's what the residents of our community are looking for, is how do you address the problem? Do we ignore it? No. We partner with the FBI, we partner with the state police, the sheriff, and other municipal agencies, and we attack the problem. Because this problem is also affecting their children, and also their children and their people that live in their community with crime and with narcotics dealing and narcotics use. So it is not an individual problem for any community. Sometimes people who live in certain townships like to feel more comfortable because they feel it's not with them or near them, but it is. And when they see the large-scale effect of this type of our narcotics trade and the impact on the surrounding communities, they recognize then that it is a regional issue and not a one local issue in Middletown or Newburgh.
Why is it so pervasive? Like, does it speak to a larger social issues going on in the community?
Well, I think it's profitable, and I think for the people who are selling, and they're always looking for new markets, and I think a lot of those markets are in the more affluent suburbs of the Middletown, Newburgh, and parts of the county. I'm only speaking about Orange County, but so it's all market driven and it's all dollar driven. But and that's why we need to go further than just having the heavy guys. Is that we need to go after the street guys, and that's what the Middletown police does. They do it quite effectively. Our narcotics arrests are up, and we have a zero tolerance policy for it. The other part, the benefit of a federal prosecution is I think the penalties are much more severe, and when the U.S. attorney gets involved, there's very limited plea bargaining, and that usually when they have a case, they seal it, and they make sure these people go away. Whereas a lot of times on a local level, you'll see a plea bargain, and you'll see the same people back out in the street, and just it's like a rotating system. But the encouraging part with the U.S. attorney involved is that usually they make their case very strong before they do it, before they pull the trigger, and I believe you'll see some heavy time for all the people involved in this.
Chief, are they all local Middletown residents, do you know, or are they?
Most of them that were listed in the press release are Middletown residents. I think it's very important that we point out that we owe a great thanks to the FBI and all the other agencies, state police, who helped and participated in this operation and concentrated on making Middletown a safer place. There's great efforts that went into this investigation, and I just think that we owe them a great deal of thanks.